Hello everybody, this is Mr. Bowman. Today we're going to be looking at the introduction to the quotient rule of exponents. So this one is pretty straightforward, so I'm going to explain where it's coming from as well. So what we're looking at here is if we break this apart, we have a to the fifth, so that's a times a times a times a times a, right? And then we have a cubed on the bottom, so that's 3a's. So we have 5 on top and 3 on the bottom. And then we can reduce by dividing these out. So these all reduce to 1, so they effectively are not necessary. So we end up with a times a over 1, or a squared, right? So a times a is a squared over 1. We don't need to write that. So the shorter version of the quotient rule here, so we don't have to write this out, especially with something like a to the 6,000th. I don't want to write them out. That would be awful. So what we're doing here is we're actually taking that single base, making sure they match, and subtracting. So it's the top one minus the bottom one. So 5 minus 3 ends up with that same squared, because we're basically just taking the amount on the bottom out from the top. Okay, so that's about it. You're just going to subtract those exponents.